And welcome back here to Game 2 of this beautiful Friday in Orange City, as Northwestern will play another one here again against Mount Marty. As Mount Marty enters this game 2-0 in this tournament, Northwestern posts a 2-1 record in the tournament. That will require Northwestern to beat Mount Marty twice to be crowned the site champion. And we will buzz through some starting lineups here for you. Starting first with our visitor, Mount Marty Lancers. Leading off for them, third baseman Bailey Corton. Center fielder batting second, Abigail Thomas. Shortstop, Emma Burns batting third. And the catcher, Carly Arnold. Followed by first baseman, Kelly Amezcua. After that, we have second baseman Janae Castro. Designated player Abigail Page, the 8-hole center right fielder Taylor Woolley, and rounding out the lineup, the left fielder Reagan Harper. And then we'll go through the home team for today's contest, the Northwestern Red Raider starting lineup. Starting and playing first in the leadoff spot is Jen Bovey. Number 8 batting second, shortstop Maddie Grotewald. Then we have a right fielder, Bree Giordano. Batting cleanup is number 25, Gwen Michelson, playing third base. Then we have catcher, Chloe Gallegos. Second baseman, Emily Strasser. Pitcher, Cam Etherington. And batting eighth, we will have a designated player, Erica McKinney. And rounding out the lineup for the Raiders is number 5, center fielder, Jordan Kramer. This being the second game of our contest today, we will not be administering another national anthem. As you can see, teams are out there getting ready and warmed up as the Raiders take the field. Cam Etherington again starting on the mound for the Raiders as she looks to have some success against this Mount Marty lineup. And Mount Marty has some dangerous hitters in their lineup. Leadoff hitter, Bailey Corton. Number 2 on the team with a .376 batting average. Having started and appeared in 39 games this season. Posting an on-base percentage of .411. The big name in the Mount Marty lineup is their shortstop, number 21, Burns. She is batting .533 on the year with an on-base percentage of .583, posting 64 hits, 15 doubles, 4 triples, and 16 home runs to go along with 58 RBIs. That's one hitter to be wary of for these Northwestern pitchers. And Cam Etherington sets to pitch here against Bailey Corton. Cameron entering the game with a 1.93 ERA. As a bunt goes down, Boovie at first charges, plays, makes the throw to first, and we are 1 up and 1 down for the Raiders in the top half of the first inning. As Boovie showing the range and the ability to make a strong throw. Strasser always in the right spot, covering first there as the bunt attempt goes unsuccessful. Great play by Bovie to record the first out on the first pitch of the game. 2-hole for the Lancers. Number 1, center fielder Abigail Thomas. Lefty goes up and shows bunt, but pulls it back and takes ball 1. Abigail Thomas, third on the team in batting average with a .369. As she offers to bunt it, that one misses, and that will be strike 1. As she squares to bunt again, offers and misses yet again, and that will be strike 2. Have to assume she'll probably be swinging away here. Raider defense still pretty tight at the corners, but they may have backed up a step or two here with the 2-strike count. As that one just misses the outside corner. Cam Etherington really been dealing well in this tournament thus far. Started out with a first pitch out to start this game, looking to retire the number 2 hitter for the Lancers. That one is hit softly down the third baseline, rolls harmlessly foul. as Thomas looks to use her speed to beat out some soft ground balls to the left side there. It's always a dangerous place to be as a defense when you have somebody with those kind of wheels on the left side of that batter's box, trying to just find her way on base any way she can for the dangerous Burns in the on-deck circle. As she swings and fouls that one back off the screen. Count stays at 1-2. Etherington love to get to Burns here with nobody on and 2 outs. Gonna try and get this out here as she stays ahead in a 1-2 count. Maybe looking for a swing and a miss on something. And she gets it on the off-speed pitch on the outside corner. Thomas unable to track that one. That'll be out number 2 for the Raiders. First strikeout here for Etherington, who enters the day with a total of 132 strikeouts, having pitched few innings in game 1. She swings and pitch number 1 to Burns there. Looked like it would have caught the outside corner, swung on and fouled straight back over the net. Etherington recorded 4 strikeouts in game 1. That will be her 5th one on the day to bring her season total to 137. Pitch number 2 is up and away. Evens the count here at 1-1. Burns, native of Rapid City, South Dakota, played at University of Minnesota before transferring closer to home at Mount Marty here in Yankton, South Dakota. And that ball is hit high to center field, but it doesn't look like she got all of it, as center fielder Jordan Kramer tracks it, gets underneath it, is able to record the 3rd out, and a good start for the Raiders. Quick 1-2-3 inning through the top part of that order. No hits, no walks, no errors, and no runners left on base for the Lancers, and will enter the home half of the first, all tied at 0.
Members of the Raider Athletics Association support Northwestern student athletes through gifts that fund scholarships and facility improvements. When you join the team behind the team, you are helping our student athletes continue to stand out. Join today. Go Raiders!
And as we enter the bottom of the first inning, looks like Mount Marty's starting pitcher will be Marina Vornhagen. Entering her 20th appearance on the season, this will be her 18th start on those 20 appearances, posting a 3.02 ERA with a 10-2 win-loss record on 95 innings pitched, which is good for first on the Lancers roster. Totals 94 strikeouts on the year, as opposed to 35 walks, and is allowing a .223 batting average to opponents this season. Raiders will look to get on top of her early, try and get some early runs across, because this Mount Marty lineup can produce runs, and Raiders are going to try and get ahead and stay ahead in this one. Leadoff hitter Jen Bovey up to the plate here. Native of Hastings, Nebraska, will take strike 1 to lead off this inning. Bovey, staple at leadoff here for the Raiders. Batting .402 entering today. And that ball's hit hard to right center, and that one looks like it's going to get over the center fielder's head, and Bovey will get into second base with what would have been a stand-up double, but she slides in, makes that pop-up slide look smooth, and that's a leadoff double for the Raiders, as Bovey, always bringing the energy, records her 20th double of the season. And can't ask for much of a better start there for the Raiders, as Madison Grotwald comes up to the plate here with Bovey on second base, and she shows bunt, gets it down, but that one will spin just foul. Almost a very good bunt from Grotwald, but the spin that one had coming off the bat forced it foul. That'll be strike 1. Grotwald, a .277 hitter on the year. Takes ball 1. That'll even the count here at 1-1. Raiders looking to get some first inning runs here and try and get ahead of this dangerous Mount Marty lineup. As Grotwald looks like she was going to squirt a bunt again. Pulls it back. Gets ahead in the count 2-1. Bovey doing a good job with awareness there on second base as the center fielder comes in to cover second. But she will not be caught napping. Grotwald takes another one where she shows bunt. Able to pull that pitch back and watch that thing miss on the inside corner. That brings the count to 3-1. I imagine they're still looking for her to get a bunt down and maybe beat something out. And she takes, just catches the corner there. Excuse me, that'll be strike number 2, making the count full at 3-2. It'd be interesting to see if Grotwald still tries to bunt or maybe just tries to get a swing at something. And that ball hit her in the box. And that is going to be out number 1. Tried to square to bunt again. Unfortunately, pulled that one a little bit too much. Caught herself as she was running down to first base with that ball. And that records an out. The first out of the bottom half of the first inning. Unfortunate for the Raiders there, but that will bring up 3-hitter, right fielder Bree Giordano, who, if you haven't heard from me already today, leads the Raiders in most offensive categories and swings and hits one towards short. Burns makes a strong throw across the diamond after fielding it on a short hop. And that'll be out number 2. And all of a sudden, the Raiders, who started the inning out with a leadoff double, find themselves with 2 outs here, and cleanup hitter Gwen Michelson looking to try and pick up the slack here from some of her teammates. And Michelson swings at the first pitch. That one spins back into the screen over near the first base dugout. As head coach Kayla Bryant in her first season as a head coach gets up off the bucket, help relay that one back into play so we can keep this game rolling. And that ball is swung on and looped over first base, and ranging back for that play is first baseman Kelly Amezcua. That ball looked like it might have leaked over her head, but she was able to retreat, get that ball in her glove, and retire the Raiders in the home half of the first. So after a dangerous leadoff double, Mount Marty is able to work out of that inning with no runs allowed on 1 hit, no walks, no errors, and 1 runner left on base.
Be a Raider. Lead and serve. Be smart and strong, courageous and faithful. Be great, because excellence honors God and serves others. You belong at Northwestern. You'll stand out here. You'll be equipped for your career, for God's call on your life, for success, for significance. Because you'll be a Raider, and Raiders stand out.
And to start out the second inning, cleanup hitter for the Lancers, catcher number 8, Carly Arnold, will lead off the inning. As Etherington finds that outside corner for strike 1. Arnold enters today with a .336 batting average. Boy, there haven't been many easy outs based on batting averages yet for these Raiders. As ball 1 flies outside just a bit there, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Arnold also posting a .441 on-base percentage, thanks largely in part to her 23 walks, good for a team high. She swings through strike 2, making the count 1-2. Etherington delivers the 1-2. And that ball is fouled off, unable to be held on to by the catcher Chloe Gallegos. That'll give Arnold one more chance. And another 1-2 pitch fouled off there by Arnold. Looked like that one off the bat and then maybe off the side of her helmet there before reaching the backstop. So she has fought off inside pitches and outside pitches here to try and stay alive in this at-bat. Fouls yet another pitch off as she is not making this easy for Etherington out there on the mound. Great effort from our ticket taker down there at first base. I don't have a name for you right now, but he's doing his part to go grab that ball and get that ball back in circulation so we can keep this thing going. Etherington, another 1-2 pitch. That ball's hit to left field, deep and gone. And that one will fly over the left field fence to give Mount Marty a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. And that's the beauty of working hard in those at-bats, fighting off some tough pitches. Arnold able to record her 10th home run on the season, getting her into double digits. Unfortunate there for the Raiders. Looks like Etherington left that pitch up a little bit, and Arnold, being a good hitter that she is, was able to find the barrel on it and just leaked that one over the left field fence. So after the leadoff home run, Kelly Ameskua, the first baseman for the Lancers, will come up. And pitch number 1 is low, called a ball. Ameskua enters the game here, having appeared in 34 games this season and 100 at-bats, hitting .330. And that ball is popped up to shallow right field, and it looks like Giordano is going to be able to range in and make that play for out number 1. That's exactly what Etherington needed after a leadoff home run. Maybe a quick out, try and get her confidence back. That's just how dangerous this lineup can be. Up comes second baseman, number 24, Janae Castro. .283 hitter on the season. She'll take ball 1. Castro, having recorded 106 at-bats and posting a .384 on-base percentage thanks to 18 walks. That ball swung on and fouled back against the screen. That'll even the count here at 1-1. Etherington, not known for allowing too many home runs, that only being her 7th of the year on her 38th appearance. As Castro will ground out to short. Good play by Grotwald. Be able to field that clean and make a strong throw across the diamond to record out number 2 for the Raiders. Number 26 coming up. Designated player for the Lancers, Abigail Page. Another above 300 hitter in this Mount Marty lineup, batting .306 and taking ball 1 low. Grotwald making a nice play on that last one. And Etherington will look to try and retire the side here after that leadoff home run, hoping to minimize the damage as she misses just low there for ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. And misses low again. Etherington finds herself behind in this count, 3-0. And Page has walked 9 times this year. Probably looking to take one here and see if she gets a free base. And not quite yet, says Etherington, as she delivers one over the plate to make the count 3-1. And Etherington delivers the pitch. Check swung and held off on there. And Abigail Page will be awarded first base for her 10th walk of the season, bringing up number 11, right fielder Taylor Woolley. Woolley has struggled a little bit at the plate this year, posting just a .180 batting average. Looking to try and keep this little 2-out rally going for the Lancers after Page found her way to first base. Etherington gets ahead here, delivers strike 1 on the outside corner. And strike 2 is fouled back. Etherington ahead here, 0-2. Woolley does have a bit of a tendency to strike out, having struck out 20 times in 50 at-bats. As she watches ball one miss just outside. And the 1-2 pitch here just misses the corner yet again, and that'll leave in the count here at 2-2. Deuce is wild out there. 2-2, 2 outs, second inning. As Woolley looks to try and get something done here. Move that runner across. And she watches strike three. She watched two just miss the outside corner, but number three will catch the black, and that'll be strike three for out number three as the Lancers post a leadoff home run. Take one walk on no errors. Leave one on base. Take the 1-0 lead here into the bottom of the second inning.
Be a Raider. Lead and serve. Be smart and strong. Courageous and faithful. Be great, because excellence honors God and serves others. You belong at Northwestern. You'll stand out here. You'll be equipped for your career, for God's call on your life, for success, for significance. Because you'll be a Raider, and Raiders stand out.
Freshman catcher will lead off the bottom of the second inning here for the Raiders as they find themselves with an early 1-0 deficit. And pitch number one there is a strike as Vornhagen gets ahead of the freshman, 0-1. That one misses just up. That'll leave in the count here at 1-1. Freshman Chloe Gallegos was named the player of the game for the Raiders in this previous game, as she hit a big 3-run home run in the third inning and recorded all 4 RBIs in the Raiders' 4-3 victory. She'll take ball 2 here and finds herself ahead in the count, 2-1. And as a freshman, Coach Bauman has not had enough good things to say about her, having a reliable person to play behind the plate. She takes strike 2. And not only that, but having a potential for such a long and successful career here in Raider Red. The 2-2 pitch set to come in here from Vornhagen. As Gallegos hits a ground ball to Burns at short. Was able to field it. Throw across the diamond. A little bit offline, but Amezcua able to stretch down the line there a little bit to record the out. And that'll be out number 1 for the Raiders. This will bring up the senior, number 4, second baseman, Emily Strasser. Strasser came into the day hitting .326 here. Been a staple on this team for quite a few years now, having been a big part of Raiders' success over the last couple of seasons, and she'll take strike 1. Pitch number 2 is high. That'll even the count here at 1-1. Strasser on 138 at-bats has recorded 45 hits, 11 of those being doubles, and 2 home runs. And she'll take ball 2 just off the outside corner. A 2-1 pitch incoming. Fouled back there for 2-2. Strasser was able to record the only double in the noon game as she hit a solid strike to left center field off of Concordia's Camry Moore. The 2-2 pitch hit hard toward first base, knocked down by Amezcua. She's able to body that ball up, keep it in front of her, and flip that ball to Castro covering first a nice defensive play from the Lancers there to show some defensive rotatability. Nemeskua, rather than try and take a short hop, just puts a knee down and puts her body in front of it. Able to knock it down, track it down, flip to first for out number 2. Now looking to try and get something going here with 2 outs. Pitcher Cam Etherington would love to try and help herself and tie this game up during this inning. Etherington, a .323 hitter. A sophomore from Algona, Iowa. And she'll take strike 1 on the outside corner there to even the count here at 1-1. And that one misses just low, as it looked like Vornhagen tried a breaking ball that didn't quite catch there. And ball 3 is delivered, and Etherington finds herself up in this count. Looking at 3-1. And as we know, the Raiders have been known to get some things working with 2 outs. Etherington would love to be a part of that. That ball's fouled towards the parking lot and catches the top of whoever's white Honda is in that second spot near the ticket booth. That's a dangerous spot, folks. Looks like it avoided any windows, but you might look like you have some hail damage on the top. And ball 4 delivered, low and outside. And that will be a 2-out base runner for the Red Raiders as Etherington walks to first. And that will bring up number 22, Erica McKinney. And McKinney will take ball 1. Oh, and she takes the second pitch of that at-bat, hits it hard to right field, but Woolley standing in the right spot, able to camp under that one and record the 3rd out of the inning as the Raiders go down on no hits, 1 walk, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. We're still at 1-0 as we enter the top of the 3rd inning. And now leading off here in the top of the 3rd inning will be number 31, Reagan Harper, the left fielder for the Lancers. Etherington delivers pitch 1, and that one is fouled back over the 3rd base dugout there for strike 1. Harper, 286 hitter, entering today with a .375 on-base percentage. Hitting there from the left side. Looks like she's trying to maybe hit something soft on the ground to be able to beat it out towards first base. And that ball catches the outside corner there for strike 2. Etherington up early in this at-bat, getting ahead of the first hitter of the 3rd inning, exactly what she's looking for. And And that pitch just misses the outside corner as Etherington trying to nibble out there on the left side of that plate. The ump says it's just a bit outside, and that'll make the count 1-2 here. Reagan Harper, the 9-hole, trying to find her way on base for the top part of that order. And again, Etherington still trying to nibble out in that corner, but the ump has stayed consistent, calling yet another ball just off the corner. And just like that, the count is even at 2-2. Janae Castro hits a one-hopper back to Etherington on the mound. She's able to retreat a bit and make that play. Off of one hop, catches that ball above her head, makes a throw over to Bovey at first, and that will be one out here as we get to the top of the order for the Lancers. Here is third baseman Bailey Corton, as Etherington finds the outside corner for strike one. Etherington, very successful pitcher for the Raiders this year, posting a sub-2 ERA, sitting at 1.93. And back-to-back pitches catch separate corners as she starts with the outside corner and then gets strike two right on the inside corner. Able to keep those hitters off balance. And Bailey Corton, and that will be a single from the leadoff hitter. The Lancers will have a one-out base runner here to bring up number 1, Abigail Thomas, up to the plate. Abigail Thomas likely going to try and do everything she can to move this runner to second with Burns on deck. Trying to make sure that there are runners in scoring position for the best hitter in the Lancer lineup. And the square to bunt, pulled back on. And for ball one, count is 1-0. And as predicted, Abigail Thomas showing bunt. Raiders will try to cover this bunt and at least get one out. Make sure that there are not too many runners on for this hitter in scoring position. Pitch number 2 of the at-bat is fouled back on the bunt attempt from the center fielder here for Lancers. Abigail Thomas, native of Loretto, Minnesota. Etherington delivered the 1-1 pitch. And the bunt shown but pulled back there on the outside ball. That'll be 2-1. Abigail Thomas, a very prolific hitter in this lineup with a .369 batting average entering today. And she'll square to bunt again, but that one goes foul down the third baseline, evens the count at 2-2. Now the Lancers have some decisions to make. They're going to want her to still try and bunt, hopefully get something down fair, or they're going to have her swing away and try and keep the inning alive here, avoiding any sort of foul ball third out on a bunt attempt. And that'll be ball 3, and we have a full count here. Abigail Thomas, 7 walks on the season. Might be looking for number 8 here, but Etherington trying to give her something that she has to swing at. And she will swing at it, and that is a great piece of hitting just down the left field line. That caught the foul. That caught the chalk a little bit there. And that, unfortunately, not a great relay in from the Raiders. And that will score. Bailey Corton from first. And a triple recorded there from Abigail Thomas after failing to bunt twice. And all of a sudden, the Lancers have themselves a 2-0 lead, a runner on third, and their best hitter up to the plate here. Burns hitting .533 on the year with 15 doubles and 16 home runs. And she'll take ball 1. Having previously played at the University of Minnesota, she's moved closer to her home of Rapid City and joined this Mount Marty Lancers squad. And ball 2 is delivered outside. And you got to think here that the Raiders might be thinking, let's maybe not give her anything too good to hit and rather give her the open first base instead of perhaps giving her something that she can drive to a gap or add to that staggering home run total on the season. And that ball is hit back towards left. Oh, and a great play by Isom out there, the designated player out in left field. And although the sacrifice will score a run, keeping that ball in the yard, giving the Lancers a 3-0 lead, still feels okay after you can get Burns out on a deep fly ball out towards left. And now with a 3-0 lead, catcher, number 8, Carly Arnold, will come up to the plate. Carly Arnold, a senior from Parker, Colorado, previously of University of Nebraska-Kearney, joined this Lancer squad, takes strike one. Hetherington finding herself in a different position than she has been. Down 3-0 early in this game. Looking to try and settle things down and keep it at this number so that her team can come back and try and get her a few runs in support. Etherington delivers, and that one is swung on and fouled back. Hits the top of the Northwestern dugout. Etherington gets ahead early here, 0-2. Arnold has struck out 18 times this year. That's good for 4th most on the team. So Etherington will attempt to try and get a swing and a miss here out of her, perhaps, as she does a good job of hanging in there. Arnold fouls that tough 0-2 pitch back. The umpire needs a couple more softballs. And another 0-2 coming here from Cameron Etherington. Got to readjust the mask here. And did you know 100% of Northwestern's 2021 and 2020 nursing graduates passed their board exams on their first try? Raiders stand out. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. And that one misses up and away there for a 1-2 spot. Etherington trying to add to her strikeout total on the day here, or find a way to get this dangerous hitter out. Carly hits a hard ground ball towards short. Grotwald makes a nice play to get the glove on it. Strong throw over to first. Bovey able to make that play with her foot on the bag, and that will retire the Lancers here in the top of the third. But not before they are able to record 2 runs there on a couple hits. Leave nobody on, and we'll move to the bottom half of the third. Raider fans, help support Red Raider Athletics by joining the Raider Athletic Association. It's the team behind the team that supports our 530 student athletes. Go to nwciowa.edu/join-RAA to join today. Coming up to plate here to start the bottom half of the third inning is number 5, center fielder Jordan Kramer. The 9-hitter for the Raiders in this game. Looking to find her way on base so that Bovey can come up with something going on. She'll take strike one on the outside corner, as Vornhagen had a good first 2 innings here against a pretty high-scoring Raider offense. Throws the off-speed pitch there, and it doesn't look like Kramer was ready for it as it crosses over the plate. That'll be strike 2. Kramer takes ball 1 upstairs just a little bit. Kramer hitting 9th today, but posts a .370 batting average on the year. 15 walks to 12 strikeouts as she takes ball 2 on the outside. 2-2 count incoming here. And ball 3 will miss outside. And here we are after an 0-2 start. Kramer has laid off some tough pitches to make the count full. And she swings on a ball and drives it to deep left center. And that ball will leave the yard there in left center field as Kramer records her second home run of the tournament and her 5th on the season. And that may just be the spark that Northwestern needs, as the 9-hole for the Raiders is able to hit an inning leadoff home run and give the Raiders one back, lowering that deficit to a 3-1 as Jen Bovey comes back up after a leadoff double to start the game. She'll be in the similar situation here with nobody on, nobody out, trying to keep a rally going after a big hit from senior center fielder Jordan Kramer. She's having herself one heck of a tournament. And Bovey will take ball 1 just outside. Bovey entered the day with a .402 batting average, tied for his team lead with 19 doubles. And she hits a hard ball to left field, and that looks like it'll be a single right at that left fielder over the third baseman's head. On the throw, gets by second base, and Bovey will advance to second. Oh, and she slides into second there. It looks like she maybe could have taken third had she stayed up, but nonetheless, a single to left field and then a throwing error on the left fielder will advance Bovey to second. And here the Raiders are in a similar situation in the first inning with Bovey on second and nobody out here with Grotwald coming up to the plate. Last time in this situation, Grotwald tried to get a couple bunts down and it was unsuccessful. And she bunts back to the pitcher, and that one is popped up, and the pitcher is able to catch it. Bovey heads up base running back on second base before she can get doubled off by that center fielder. And Grotwald, unfortunately, unsuccessful on her second sacrifice bunt attempt of the day. Now, with a runner on second, top hitter for this Raider lineup, Bree Giordano is up to the plate. Looking to find some success today. She has struggled thus far, and that ball is popped up towards the right side, and that is dangerous. Oh, just a foot foul. Almost fell into no man's land between the first baseman and second baseman right fielder, but falls harmlessly in the grass, foul. And she'll look to make back in that swing. And she leads up there. Looked like she held off. Calls the ball. That'll make the count 1-1. Raiders really like to see their best hitter barrel something up for the first time today. She pops one up, and that will be caught by Burns at short. She is still not seeing it super well. And it feels as though we're in some deja vu here of the first inning. Bovey on second, nobody out, and 2 unproductive outs leave her there. Michelson comes up. 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Michelson watches ball 1. Gwen Michelson, a freshman from Casa Grande, Arizona. Graduate of Casa Grande High School down there. Will swing at the second pitch bat and foul it off behind the first dugout. That'll be the count here at 1-1. Man, it would be heartbreaking for the Raiders to leave yet another runner on scoring position here as Michelson tries to back on that off pitch, but lunges out, manages to get a piece of it. She's behind 1-2. Gwen has only struck out 6 times on 141 at-bats, so she will not be an easy out here, even with 2 strikes, as she fouls another one near the parking lot. It looks like that one misses in my vision. Looks like a long walk for sign that. Morning. Been recording kickouts ending the game today. Looking to get a ton of try and leave Bovey again stranded on the base path. Out is away, and here we are, 2-2 count and 2 outs, a runner on second. Michelson trying to advance her home. Get the Raiders that much closer here in a 2 ball. Michelson swings that one off. Hit 2-2. She does not swing and miss very often. Trying to keep that train going. Bornhagen sets and delivers. And Michelson hits one to right center field, slicing away from the center fielder, and that one will get down after a diving attempt in center from Thomas. And it looks like the hitter and the runner will trade places as Michelson hits a huge 2-out double to be able to score Bovee from second. Michelson finds herself on second base. Great attempt out there in center field from Abigail Thomas. But unfortunately for her, she was not able to get there. The 2-out double will have another run in scoring position as catcher Chloe Gallegos comes up. And strike one taken on the outside corner from Gallegos. Here in a one-run ball game. Gallegos with a big game in game one today, having recorded all four RBIs. Takes ball one there. Gallegos notably getting 3 of those 4 RBIs on a 3-run home run in the third inning of game one. And she'll look to add to that RBI total on the day here with Michelson in scoring position. And Gallegos hits something hard at short. Burns ranges to her right, fields the ground ball and throws to first to record the third out of the inning, but not before the Raiders can score 2 and lower that deficit to a 3-2 game here as we head into the top of the fourth. Raiders leave one stranded on second. A one-run ball game. Orange City Area Health System is your partner for safe, skilled, and essential services. From family medicine to behavioral health, sports medicine to therapy and rehab, surgery to senior care. They offer the right care and the right place at the right time at Orange City Area Health System. For those of you following along with the other half of this GPAC tournament, Morningside was able to take down Dort 5-1 at the other site, Fremont, Nebraska. As Etherington delivers pitch one to first baseman here, Kelly Amezcua, who fouls it back into the screen here for strike one. Etherington hoping to settle in after a rough last couple innings. She'd love to go out here and put a 0 on the board, and it looks like Amezcua tried to check her swing, but the home plate up will say she went around. That makes the count 0-2. Mezcua, not known for striking out too much, watches that one sail outside the zone here for a 1-2 count. And that ball just missed the outside corner as Etherington's trying to nibble on that black. Unable to catch it there with that pitch. That'll even the count here at 2-2. Etherington delivers the 2-2. That ball swung on and driven to right center, but Kramer continues with some spectacular defense out there in center field. Ranges to her left into right center field to record out number 1. Well hit ball there with 2 strikes from Amezcua, but nothing doing there with the defensive specialist out there in Jordan Kramer. And up to the plate here, number 24, Janae Castro, the second baseman for the Lancers, will take ball 1 low. Start the count here 1-0. Etherington delivers the 1-0 pitch, and that one will catch the outside corner for strike 1. Even the count here at 1-1. Janae Castro hitting .283 and entering today. And that ball misses the outside corner as Etherington is really trying to catch that corner. Has been close multiple times. That makes the count here 2-1. The 2-1 pitch just misses the corner. Man, she is really trying to find it. And that is 3-1 here on the count. That ball is swung on and hit hard through the left side of the infield for a single in that 5-6 hole. And Castro able to find her way on base here for designated player number 26, Abigail Page, to come up. 306 hitter in her 35 games and 85 at-bats. Etherington would love to get a ground ball double play or something, get herself out of this inning. Really would like to see a 0 after her team was able to get her closer in this game. Pitch number 1 is an off-speed pitch that falls just below the zone. Good job keeping it in front by Gallegos behind the plate. As the Lancers have a runner on first here with 1 out. The 1-0 pitch swung on and hit to deep right field. And that one will fall over the head of Bree Giordano. And a stand-up double has Mount Marty yet again threatening here as Abigail Page is able to bounce that one to the wall in right field. Move runners. Move a runner from first to third as she advances to second. And that will bring up Taylor Woolley, the right fielder for the Lancers, with runners in scoring position and just 1 out. And it looks like we will have time called by Coach Bauman. Let's see if this timing works out just like our Scooters Coffee timing works out. Scooters Coffee is a proud sponsor of Red Raider Athletics. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. And did you know that 99% of Northwestern's 2021 grads got jobs or started grad school within 6 months of graduation? Raiders stand out. As Woolley comes up to the plate, the 8-hitter in this lineup, I think Bauman just wants his team to all be on the same page with what they're trying to do here and make sure that Etherington feels all right and comfortable as they break up this mound visit. And we're ready to continue play here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs allowed yet, but a threat from the Lancers here with second and third and just 1 out. Infield is in. Try not to allow another run on a ground ball. And that ball is fouled back over the screen behind the bleachers here on the first base side as Etherington gets ahead. Etherington delivers the 0-1 pitch. That one's low and away for ball 1. And that ball just misses the outside corner there for ball 2. Taylor Woolley, freshman from Post Falls, Idaho. In a big spot here for the Lancers, looking to add some insurance in the top of the 4th. That ball again just misses the outside corner. Etherington has not been able to find exactly where that strike call is at and keeps working it just a bit too far outside. Finds herself down 3-1. That ball's hit hard down the third baseline. Harmlessly through as head coach Caleb Bryant shows some good agility to get out of the way of that one. And here we are with a full count. 1 out here in the top of the 4th with 2 runners in scoring position. Shout out to Pat Cinema bringing some extra softballs towards the dugouts. Looks like the ump might be running a little low. And ball 4 just misses as Woolley is awarded first base on a walk, and that will load the bases for 9-hitter, number 31, Reagan Harper. Reagan Harper in a big spot here as the 9-hole would love to get this turned around. get the top of her lineup back up to the plate. A 283 hitter. No, 286, excuse me. Recording just 4 RBIs on the season. Finds herself in a different situation than she's used to, having played in 27 games. And that pitch is called a strike on the outside corner as Etherington gets up 0-1. Raider infield is still in. Looks like the play will be at home on any ground ball. That opens up some gaps here for Harper, as these infielders won't have the same type of range as that ball's slapped foul just down the third baseline. And that'll put the count here at 0-2. Be interesting if Etherington tries to attack her or tries to catch those corners and see if she can get her looking. Harper striking out 14 times on 49 at-bats this year and make that 15, as that is a huge out for the Raiders. They are able to record out number 2 on the strike 3 call, swinging. That'll bring up leadoff hitter Bailey Corton for the Mount Marty Lancers. Ball 1 is called, as Etherington would love to get out of this jam with nothing earned. Looks in for the sign here. Finds the 1-0. And that ball just misses. That'll make the count 2-0. Not exactly the type of hitter you want to fall behind, as Corton is posting a .376 batting average, 30 RBIs on the season. And that one will catch the corner there for 2-1. Good pitch from Etherington there. 30 RBIs is good for 3rd on the team, batting in that leadoff spot. And that one just misses. Makes the count 3-1. Etherington delivers the 3-1 pitch. And that one will catch the plate. And now we have 3-2, 2 outs. Runners will be moving on the pitch. Be interesting to see how this one turns out. The payoff pitch. And that'll be ball 4 as that one kind of skips in to Gallegos behind the plate. And a 1-run will score there with the threat not being over. Etherington will try to minimize here. Get out of this with just the 1 earned. Especially trying to stay away from Burns in the on-deck circle. As Abigail Thomas, center fielder for the Lancers, comes up and takes strike 1. Thomas, a .369 hitter on the season. Just 5 RBIs, batting towards the top of that order almost all the time. As that one runs up on, doesn't swing at. We'll take ball 1. Etherington looks in for the 1-1 pitch here. That ball is hit hard at 3rd. Michelson ranges foul. Catches that on 1 hop, but not before it reaches foul territory, and that will make the count 1-2. Abby Thomas looking to stay alive in this at-bat and try and get some more runs here with the bases loaded. And that is strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Etherington is able to minimize the damage there, only surrendering 1 run in that bases loaded jam that she was in. That will give the Mount Marty Lancers a 2-run lead entering the bottom half of the 4th, having scored 1 run, leaving runners on all the bases. That will bring us to the bottom of the 4th.
I came to Northwestern to compete at a high level, get a Christ-centered education, and prepare myself for life after college.
I love the community and alumni support we get at our games.
By joining the team behind the team,
You help Northwestern compete for conference and national titles.
My goal is to praise God with the gifts He has given me to compete in the sport I love.
Your support helps me be a part of the winning tradition of Red Raider Nation.
Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. Go Raiders!
And due up here for the Raiders, Strasser, Etherington, and McKinney. And here is senior Emily Strasser looking to get things started as she will take strike one. Looked like Vornhagen started out with some off speed there. Was able to get one across there to get ahead in this count, 0-1. And that one misses just up there. Strasser takes ball one. That'll even the count here at 1-1. Strasser, just one of two seniors on this Raider squad. As that ball is hit hard at second base. But a great play by Janae Castro to be able to range to her right, backhand that ball off of a hop, make a throw over to first. Well hit ball there from Strasser, one hopping to the backside, backhand to the second baseman, but Castro ranges to her right and makes a nice play. Record the out. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. Here's the pitcher, Cam Etherington. Will take one up and in for ball one. Etherington doing the pitching duties today. Would love to try and help herself out with some run support. That ball swung on and hit toward right field. Woolley backs up a few steps, camps underneath it. Able to record the put out there for out number 2 on a fly ball. And just like that, Raiders are 2 up and 2 down with designated player Erica McKinney. Here looking to try and get something going with 2 outs. Vornhagen has been dealing pretty well, only surrendering 2 earned runs thus far. Trying to keep that number there. She holds on to a 4-2 lead. And ball 2 is just down. That'll get McKinney up in the count here, 2-0. McKinney hitting .254 on the year. Trying to get a 2-out rally going here for the Raiders. She'll take strike 1 on the outside corner. McKinney here with the 2-1 pitch. Will take strike 2, and good work from Vornhagen to work back and even that count after falling behind 2-0. And here we are with some deuces in the 2-2 count with 2 outs and a 2-run ball game. And ball 3 will fill it up. The full count, McKinney. Trying to get something going here. Maybe a little spark for those Raiders with the hot hitting Jordan Kramer in the on-deck circle. And that ball is hit hard up the middle, and that will be a single for McKinney. So after falling behind 0-2, she's able to fight back, watch a few pitches go by for balls. Hits a hard ground ball up the middle. As a single, will try and start a 2-out rally. That will bring up senior number 5, Jordan Kramer. The other senior from Emily Strasser on this team, the rangy center fielder who did hit a home run over that left center field fence in her first at-bat. And she will take an off-speed pitch there for a strike. Vornhagen seems to have pretty good control over that breaking ball. She gets ahead 0-1. And good block there by Arnold behind the plate. Keeping that ball in front of her. Carly Arnold doing the catching duties today. Count is even at 1-1, and McKinney has to stay put on first base. Kramer puts a good swing on that one, but just misses it. Fouls it back into the screen there, making the count 1-2. Arnold gonna That ball again by Kramer. Fouled back over the screen. Fighting hard here with the 1-2 count. Gonna try and maybe make something happen and get, if they can give Bovey up to the plate, they feel a lot better about their chances here. As Kramer hitting .370 on the season, looking to keep this thing alive. As she will take ball 2 outside. Good eye from her. That didn't miss by much. That'll make deuces once again here. 2-2 count with 2 outs and a 2-run ball game. As Kramer hits a ball to shallow right field, and that could be trouble as it falls fair. The right fielder dives and is unable to make the play, and the play is going to be at the plate. And McKenney slides in safe on a good relay from right field, but not in time as Kramer with the 1 RBI triple with 2 outs here in the 4th to make this a 1-run ball game, get herself on third base, and bringing up the top of the Raider lineup here to try and keep this thing going. It's amazing how fast those things can change here with 2 outs, having retired the first 2. And that will inspire a Scooters Coffee mound visit from the Mount Marty Lancers head coach. Scooters Coffee is a proud sponsor of Red Raider Athletics. Amazing people, amazing drinks, amazingly fast. Just like that mound visit, as head coach, Kayla Bryant is already heading back to her dugout. Just wants to give everybody a breath of fresh air here. Make sure they be a little careful with Bovey up to the plate here, who is 2 for 2 on the day with 2 doubles. Bovey will take ball 1 outside, just off the corner. And this might be a situation where Mount Marty wants to be extra careful and not give her anything to hit too hard, with first and second base both being open. As pitch number 2 misses outside again. Catcher holds that one there for just a sec. That one barely missed. Bovey up 2-0 here, looking to drive something, and the breaking ball must have caught her off guard there because that one crossed right over the middle. She watches it go here. Wasn't looking for that pitch. And here we are in a 2-1 count. And that ball is swung on and just missed as that's fouled back to the screen. And once again, deuce is up there. 2-2 count with 2 outs. We are now in a 1-run ball game with a leadoff hitter of Hastings, Nebraska, Jen Bovey, at the plate for the Raiders. She swings and hits a ground ball that gets through the third baseman. That will be an error on third baseman Corton. But the Raiders will take it as they are able to even this game at 4 runs apiece thanks to that. A hard hit ball by Bovey, a little bit too hot to handle for Bailey Corton. And all of a sudden, Raiders tie it up with another 2 spot in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll bring up Maddie Grotwald for the Raiders, as she will take strike 1. And strike 2 is taken by Grotwald. Grotwald finds herself down 0-2, going to have to dig deep here for this one as she swings and hits one down the left field line, and that one squirts foul. It's a good spot. That's what she was trying to do. Didn't quite keep it fair there as that one flew foul by a few feet. Good 2-strike approach from Grotwald. Would love to keep this inning alive for Giordano in the on-deck circle. Vornhagen, having struggled through the last couple of innings, trying to get out of here with just a tie game as Grotwald hits one hard towards second base. Had some funky spin on it, but Janae Castro able to haul it in, flip that ball to first, and retire the Raiders, but not before they score 2, even this game at 4 apiece, thanks to a 2-out triple by Jordan Kramer, and then a hard hit ball that got through the infield thanks to Jen Bovey. We're tied here at 4-4 after the 4th. We'll head into the top of the 5th.
My goal is to praise God with the gifts He has given me to play the sport I love. Your support helps me be a part of the winning tradition of Red Raider Nation. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. Go Raiders!
And as we enter the top of the 5th here, the leadoff hitter for Mount Marty in this inning will be shortstop, number 21, Burns here. The first pitch is not swung on, but catches the outside corner there for strike 1. Burns with a staggering .533 batting average on the season with a team lead 64 hits and 16 home runs. And that one misses the outside corner, low and away for ball 1. As Etherington really trying to not give her anything too much to hit. As Burns is posting a 1.125 slugging percentage. And that is a big number. As that ball's hit hard up the middle, line drive to center field, and that will be a single for Burns to lead off the inning. All things considered, with someone who has a .533 batting average, you're pretty happy with just a single up the middle. That'll bring up number 8, Carly Arnold, the cleanup hitter for the Mount Marty Lancers, posting a .336 batting average. That ball is swung on and fouled back off the screen. Arnold tied for the team lead entering today with 15 doubles. Tied with the counterpart she has on first base there, Burns. As Etherington delivers pitch number 2. That one will miss low and away, making the count 1-1. Love to give a birthday shout out to a couple of Red Raider staff members. Assistant Sports Information Director Morgan Swiderski celebrating a birthday today. That ball is fouled up over the screen. As well as defensive coordinator and assistant coach for the football team, Billy Ray Kirch. So if you see either of them today, be sure to wish them a happy birthday. As we enter a 1-2 count here to Carly Arnold. And that ball's in the dirt. Burns is going to try and make a run for second. A bad throw from Gallegos will unfortunately allow Burns to advance to third. And that will be a stolen base and an advance on an error from the catcher. Now all of a sudden, the Lancers are threatening once again. That ball in the dirt, Gallegos did a good job of blocking it, but unfortunately was unable to make an accurate throw to second, try and catch the speedy Burns. Now Arnold with a runner on third, nobody out, 2-2 count. Swings and grounds one foul down the third baseline. The 2-2 pitch here. Swung on and hit to shallow or to semi-deep right field. And Giordano is going to be able to make that play and relays home, but not in time as Burns will score on the sac fly, giving Mount Marty a 5-4 lead here in the top of the 5th. Raiders will kind of start fresh here with one out. And Kelly Amezcua, first baseman, up, trying to get something going here for the Lancers with one out. Meskua, 330 hitter and 100 at-bats entering today. Will swing and drive one to deep right field. Giordano able to range back and make a leaping catch over the shoulder in right center. And that was a dangerous swing, but as pitchers love to call it, that's a long out. We'll have 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Good piece of hitting there from Meskua. Unfortunately for her, not able to quite get enough of that to be able to get that over the head of Bree Giordano out there in right field. Now up is second baseman Janae Castro as the first pitch is in the dirt. Gallegos makes a nice scoop there to keep that from hitting the umpire. Sports Information Director Steve Carlson would like me to extend another birthday wish to Chuck Norris, who happens to share a birthday with the 2 aforementioned Raider staff members. As Etherington delivers strike 1 to even the count here at 1-1. (5-4) ball game here with 2 outs and nobody on. That one misses low and away. Making the count here 2-1. Janae Castro looking at the 2-1 pitch. That'll miss up and away there a little bit, and that'll make it 3-1. Janae Castro, freshman out of Fillmore, California. Looking to get something going here with 2 outs. She'll take strike 2. That'll fill the count up here, 3-2. And the full count, 2-out payoff pitch in from Etherington. Swung on and hit back to Etherington, who fields it and throws to first. And the Raiders will escape that inning, having allowed the 1 run. Enter the bottom of the 5th here in a 5-4 ball game. Looking to even that up and add some insurance if they can. Due up for the Raiders are the 3, 4, 5 hitters in the order for the bottom of the 5th, starting with right fielder Bree Giordano. Was able to record a couple putouts, including a nice running, leaping over-the-shoulder grab. She takes ball 1 here, still looking to reach base safely for the first time today. And she will take ball 2 upstairs. Finds herself in a hitter's count, 2-0. And she'll look to put a barrel on something, as she has not had much to swing at so far in these games. And ball 3, and nothing better than getting out of a bit of a low-hitting slump than to get a walk and find yourself on base for free. We'll see if she's given the green light or if she'll hold off and try and find her way on base. Giordano way up in the plate, crowding, and she'll take ball 4. And that's just what the doctor ordered for a struggling Giordano today. Gets the base on balls. Bringing up cleanup hitter Gwen Michelson. Michelson, a solid hitter for the Raiders all year. .411 batting average on 15 doubles and 5 home runs to include 34 RBIs. We'll look to get Giordano moving on a ball perhaps in a gap somewhere. She squares the bunt, pulls back there, and takes ball 1. Northwestern is known to bunt anybody. Mount Marty has to stay on their toes because it does not matter who is in the box. Coach Bauman is ready for them to bunt. as Michelson squares around to bunt again. Takes strike one on the outside corner. Michelson looks to take the 1-1 pitch, squares to bunt again, gets it down and foul. And the Raiders have not been very successful with their bunt attempts today. Michelson now finds herself down 1-2. I'm sure that is in large part due to Marina Vornhagen, who has had herself a pretty good day against a pretty dangerous Red Raider hitting lineup. Up 1-2 with this pitch, and Michelson hits a blooper up the middle. It is caught by Burns. Smart base running by Giordano to not be too far off of first, as the rangy Burns is able to get behind second base and catch that before it hits the ground. Giordano staying close to first base, will not be doubled up. That'll bring up Chloe Gallegos, freshman catcher. Entered the day hitting .339, who also squares to bunt, and that one goes down the first baseline, and another bunt goes foul. As the Raiders are struggling to try and get these bunts down. Might have something to do with Vornhagen's delivery, but it seems as though they cannot do so successfully in this game. The 0-1 pitch comes in, and Gallagher squares to bunt again, and that one will get down in front of the first baseman. Sacrifice bunt successful, as the first baseman, Kelly Amezcua, is able to field that ball, throw to Castro covering first to record out number 2. That'll move a runner to second as Strasser, senior second baseman for the Raiders, comes up looking to try and add another run to the Raider tally. And the pitch is delivered, and a hard ground ball to third, and that one squirts under the glove of the third baseman. And Giordano is able to score from second on the hard hit ground ball from Strasser. And that will even the score at 5-5, and that's what you get for putting the ball in play, folks. And again, unfortunately, for that third baseman, Bailey Corton, she will take another E5 there. As the run scores from second, Strasser finds himself on first, and Coach Bauman goes out to have a little conversation with the umpire. I imagine a courtesy runner will be coming in for Strasser. And coming in will be Charlie Baumgars, number 1 notable pinch runner for these Northwestern Red Raiders, an outfielder from Hull, Iowa, graduate of Boyden Hull Rock Valley. A perfect 13 for 13 on stolen bases this season. Wouldn't be surprised to see her moving on this one. As first pitch of the at-bat, Etherington here is taken for strike one. Etherington would love to try and add to this total and give herself a lead going into the top of the 6th as she takes off, and that throw is not in time. Baumgars will record her 14th stolen base on the season on 14 attempts. Has yet to be thrown out. A good attempt there from Carly Arnold, who had to pick that one out of the dirt, made a strong throw, but it was not in time. And that makes the count 1-1 here, and all of a sudden the Raiders have a runner in scoring position. As Etherington looks to try and drive something through the infield to allow another run to score. As she takes ball 2, she looked like she wanted it, but she held off, making the count 2-1. Vornhagen finding herself in a bit of a jam here for the 3rd inning in a row, as Etherington just misses that one, fouled straight back off the screen. She had the timing down. Must have been enough movement on that ball for her to not barrel it up. Vornhagen, 2-2 count here with 2 outs. We're deuces up. Runner on second. The Raider pitcher looking to help herself. Swung on and hit hard at third. Well played that time by Bailey Corton. That will retire the Raiders, but not before they are able to tie the game up. And we'll head into the 6th inning, all tied at 5 here in Orange City.
My goal is to praise God with the gifts He has given me to play the sport I love. Your support helps me be a part of the winning tradition of Red Raider Nation. Thank you for sharing your gifts with us. Go Raiders!
And due up here for the Lancers will be the 7, 8, 9 hitters in their lineup, starting with designated player number 26, Abigail Page. And she will take ball one. Start the at-bat here. Strasser does re-enter at second base for those of you following along on the lineup changes. Etherington out there for her 6th inning of work in this game. Falls behind 1-0. The 1-0 pitch catches the corner that time, and that'll leave the count here at 1-1. That ball swung on and hit hard up the middle, and that will be a single for designated player Abigail Page. As Etherington allows that leadoff hitter on base. We'll look to keep it here. Taylor Woolley, right fielder, up to the plate. Oh, and it looks like we may have some sort of movement or change in the Mount Marty lineup as head coach Caleb Bryant is giving a conversation here with the umpire. It looks like we will have a pinch runner. Number 27, Rose Kinnian, senior from Rapid City, South Dakota, graduate of St. Thomas More, will enter the game here on the base paths for designated player Abigail Page. Kinnian, 3 for 4 on stolen base attempts this year. Not sure if that'll be the play here or if it's just something that they wanted a little more speed for some sort of movement. And that ball's fouled back off the screen. Start this count 0-1. Raiders would love to find their way into a ground ball as Woolley was able to work a walk in her last at-bat. Etherington's going to look to make her swing the bat in this time around. That one misses just outside. Woolley, good at taking walks, having 11 walks as compared to just her 50 at-bats, helping her post a .328 on-base percentage as she takes strike 2 on the outside corner. And the 1-2 pitch from Etherington. Swung on and fouled towards the Northwestern dugout. That'll keep the count here at 1-2. Woolley has struck out 20 times. She'll look to make contact here, as we are going to have a mid-batter pitching change here from the Raiders, as Kate Kralik will come in to pitch for the Raiders. And I do believe that is going to lead to having Etherington move out toward left field. And that is something that you don't see very often. But after getting ahead of the hitter 1 and 2, they'll bring in Kate Kralik, maybe looking to get a strikeout, as Kralik leads the team entering today with 157 strikeouts on the season. Looks like Etherington has, in fact, moved out toward left field. Bauman taking the opportunity here to talk to some of his players out there. During this short break, Red Raider Athletics would like to thank the following sponsors: Premier Communications, the Van Engelhoven Insurance Agency, Kaspersky Ace Hardware, Diamond Vogel Paint, Iowa State Bank, Pepsi of Siouxland, Northwestern Bank, Orange City Health System, Scooters, and American State Bank. Thanks for being on the team, behind the team. And Kralik enters this game having recorded a season 2.56 ERA on 35 appearances, posting a staggering 157 strikeouts on the year. She sends a pitch, and one more strikeout for Kralik. As Etherington loves to see that out in left field, having got ahead of that hitter. A new pitcher comes in and gets one pitch, one swing, one miss, and one out. That'll bring up the 9-hole for the Lancers. Reagan Harper, the left fielder. And we have time called as the umpire needs to be able to see home plate. Some dirt got kicked on there. We will resume. Harper, a .286 hitter on the season. Trying to get this back towards the top of the Lancers lineup. Trying to give them a chance to score some runs as she squares the bunt, and there will be a steal attempt. And she is safe in there at second base. Rose Kinnian steals her 4th base of the year on a good bunt and pull back there by the 9-hitter Reagan Harper. So with the double play out of play now, it looks as though they'll try to move runners after Harper falls behind 0-1. Corners are in for the Raiders. Looking for some sort of soft ground ball. She swings through, and that's strike 2. And Kralik would love to add to that strikeout total here and try and get to 2 outs before the top of this Lancer order comes up. Killian, good speed on second base. Got to think she might be trying to score on anything to the outfield, but that won't matter because Kralik will get yet another swing and a miss there. Strike 3 for out number 2 of the inning. And that'll bring up leadoff hitter Bailey Corton. Number 25, hitting .376 on the year, native of Tabor, South Dakota. Formerly enrolled at South Dakota State University. She takes ball 1. On base percentage this year for her, a .411. And she'll try and extend this inning. And Kralik will miss the corner there, now falls behind 2-0. Some beautiful weather we're experiencing out here in Orange City. That American flag over right field is barely moving. And it appears as though the Raiders might be pitching around her a little bit, trying to give her this base and bring up 2-hitter Abigail Thomas. And that is exactly what is done, as that catcher was set up deep into that left-hander's batter's box. And not quite an intentional walk, but about as close as it can be here to bring up Abigail Thomas with runners on first and second, 2 outs. Raiders look for a forced play at any bag, trying to get out of this inning before Burns comes through on the on-deck circle. As pitch number 1 catches the corner, and that will be 0-1. Abigail Thomas batting from the left side here. Has that running swing motion, a slap action as some like to call it. And she swings and pops one to shallow center. Oh, and she gets the job done. Is there going to be a play at the plate? And she slides under it safely. Wow, that's some heads-up base running there from Rose Kinnian. As that ball fell near second base. And Coach Bauman does not like that call, as he is a little bit concerned as to how she was able to get under that slide when the catcher was that far up the line. Nonetheless, the umpire will not be able to change that call even if he thinks that Bauman's right, and that will lead to a 6th run there for the Mount Marty Lancers. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. We'll be right back after a short break. And following a short discussion between home plate umpire and head coach Shane Bauman, we are back in action here with Burns up with runners on second and third and 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Kralik really going to have to work hard to try and keep this one into an out. As pitch number 1 catches the inside corner there, she gets up 0-1. Burns again, a .533 hitter, .583 on base percentage, 15 doubles and 16 home runs entering the day. There's not a more dangerous hitter in the GPAC than this one right here. Kralik misses outside for ball 1, even the count here at 1-1. Swung on and missed. That one was a little upstairs. I think Burns' eyes got a little big on that one. She chased that one out of the zone. Kralik gets up 1-2, and she would love to continue that strikeout streak of outs here. And no bigger spot than right now. That ball's fouled down the right field line. That ball was hit hard and hit well. Falls harmlessly out of play there, foul territory. Another 1-2 pitch incoming. As Burns has only struck out 6 times on 120 at-bats. As that one just misses the outside corner. Tough one to take there, but Burns has got a good eye. That'll leave in the count here at 2s apiece. Here a 2-2 count with 2 outs, 2 runners on. And that'll fill the count up here. It is 3-2, and you got to think that Kralik is probably thinking nibble at a corner rather than try and put something over the plate here. She'll try and catch something, make her have to work for it. As that ball's hit hard down the third base line, and that will score 2. As Burns into second with a stand-up double, 2 RBIs. That'll bust the game open, 8-5. The Raiders find themselves in a tough spot here as Kralik will try to get out of the inning with no more damage. And here is cleanup hitter catcher Carly Arnold. It looks like they may be giving her first base with it wide open. Arnold hitting .336 on the year. And it appears as though they are going through the formality of giving her 4 balls. That will bring up first baseman Kelly Amezcua. And ball 4 is called. And here comes the first baseman with a .330 batting average on the season, recording 24 RBIs. And Kralik will try to finish this inning and get the Raiders in with no more than a 3-run deficit. As head coach Caleb Bryant comes to have a conversation with the umpire, and that will bring in a pinch runner, number 4, Sammy Noble, sophomore from Corona, California, previously of Santiago. Sammy Noble, no stolen base stats on the season, But I imagine if they're putting it out there, it's because she has some wheels. And Kelly Mezcua put in a tough spot here with 2 outs, trying to bust this game open even more for the Lancers, as she will watch ball 1 below zone. Kralik will look to even the count here and try and get herself out of this inning. A tough inning with a close play at the plate, not going their way, and then a double down the line to bust it open to a 3-run lead. That ball swung on and fouled straight back into the screen. One 1 count here. The Raiders are in survival mode. If they are to lose this game, that will end their conference tournament. As that ball is swung on and fouled over the screen behind home plate, make the count 1-2. Mezcua, having recorded 6 doubles and 6 home runs in the season, takes the pitch, and that missed just outside. Even the count here at 2-2. 2 outs, 2 on in the top of the 6th. And she'll miss outside again, and that will fill the count up. Runners will be moving on the pitch here with a 3-2 count and 2 outs. Raiders will look to try and get this out. And that ball's hit up the middle. And with the runner moving, there may be a play at the plate. And unfortunately, the throw is a little offline. Burns is able to get in there before the catcher Gallegos is able to receive that and make a tag. And a 2-out RBI single for Mezcua, who advances to second on the throw. Will put runners at second and third here with a 4-run lead for Mount Marty. And second baseman Shanae Castro coming up to the plate with more RBIs out there for the taking. And it looks like Bauman may be making a change here. We have time called. And we will be right back after this short break here once we figure out what's going on. Well, I was mistaken. Looks like there are no substitutions. And the 0-0 pitch here from Kralik will miss up and away. As Castro looking to add a couple more here. Some as good as more is better as they're looking for more insurance runs heading into the bottom of the 6th. And Kralik delivers the pitch, misses again outside. And she has struggled in this one. Kralik looking to climb back into this at-bat, delivers the 2-0 pitch. That ball catches the zone there for 2-1. It's a good spot down there on the knees, and that's what she'll be looking for going forward in this at-bat. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Castro. That'll even count here at 2-2. Raiders really need this out to try and minimize damage. It's already as deep as it can be. And that'll be strike 3 as Kralik is able to retire the side there, but not before a big 4-run outburst from the Lancers, giving them a 9-5 lead heading into the home half of the 6th after a long inning there from Mount Marty. Raiders will try to come back, get a few runs here. It looks like they'll be facing a new pitcher, number 29, Kaylee Rogers, appearing in her 30th game. We'll be right back after a short break.
Belong at Northwestern. You'll be equipped for your career, for God's call on your life, for success, for significance, because you'll be a Raider, and Raiders stand out.
And Kaylee Rogers will start here in the bottom of the sixth. Pitching to number 22 for the Northwestern Red Raiders, 8-hole, Erica McKinney. Raiders need a spark here in the bottom of the sixth. Try and get a couple back at least, as they gave up a 4 spot in the top of the sixth. Find themselves down 9-5. As pitch number 2 misses inside. Kenny gets up 2-0. New pitcher, number 29, Kaylee Rogers for the Lancers, posting a 4.25 ERA on 30 appearances this year, has pitched 89 innings. The 2-0 pitch catches the inside corner there. Now we're at a 2-1 count. As Coach Bauman takes time, have a conversation with his hitter. Probably trying to make sure that we're all on the same page here. Maybe she missed a sign, or we just want to instill some confidence. As McKinney will stand in for the 2-1 pitch. As strike 2 is called on the outside corner, and that'll leave the count here at 2-2. McKinney entered the day, hitting .254 in her 40 games played and 112 at-bats. As that ball is swung on and driven to shallow center field, Abigail Thomas is able to range in and make that play, camped underneath it. And that'll bring up 9-hole Jordan Kramer with 1 out here in the bottom of the sixth. Kramer has had herself an awesome tournament. Looking to stay hot here, get something going, get some base runners as she turns over the Red Raider lineup. She check swings and fouls one off there. Fall behind 0-1. The West Lyon grad hitting .370 on the season entering the day with a .441 on base percentage. As an off-speed pitch there misses up and away. That'll leave the count here at 1-1. Rogers delivers. Ball number 2 falls behind here, just 2-1 in her 89 innings pitched. She has walked 35 while striking out 62. As she delivers strike 2 right over the plate there, and got a 2-2 count. Kramer looking to start the base running here with 1 out in the 6th. Swings and hits one foul in the direction of Coach Bauman. Keeping that count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch incoming. Kramer kind of thought she had ball 4 there, but she miscounted. That will fill the count up here at 3-2. Trying to find a way on here. Raiders will take anything they can get to find base runners and maybe get some movement going on the base paths. The full count here from Rogers. Swung on and driven down the left field line. That one will fall harmlessly foul, and we will have another payoff pitch incoming. Did you know 9 and 10 Northwestern students say they feel they belong here? Raiders, stand out. The 3-2 pitch yet again. Swung on and hit toward third, and that will be caught on the fly by Corton. Record the 2nd out of the inning. And here comes Bovey. 2 outs and nobody on in the bottom of the 6th. Still facing that 4-run deficit. I think the Raiders are really trying to scratch anything across they can to minimize those numbers as they head into the final inning of the game. Bovey takes the first pitch for strike 1. Try and continue her good game today. Find a way on base. As pitch number 2 of the at-bat is low and in the dirt. Bovey takes for ball 1. 1-1 count. Bovey has a slugging percentage of .592 entering the contest today. As that ball is swung on and hit foul. Not much effort from any of our staff or fans down the left field line to make that play. But superior athletic trainer Kayla T shagging that foul ball and getting it back into play for this contest. The 1-2 pitch is in the dirt. That one gets by catcher Arnold. Make the count 2-2. Two count here to Bovey. And she will take 3-2. And a full count pitch incoming. Bovey trying to do anything she can to reach base and keep this inning alive. The payoff pitch taken for ball 4 as Bovey hustles down to first base with a 2-out walk. And that will bring up Madison Grotwald. Madison Grotwald is a nursing major. Did you know Northwestern's nursing program has been ranked in the top 20% by Nursing School's Almanac? Raiders, stand out. Number 8 here, Madison, having done the shortstop duties for the Raiders most of the year. looking to try and get the next part of this lineup up to the plate here if they can get some sort of rally with 2 outs, minimize this 4-run lead. Grotwald hitting .277 on the year with a .347 on base percentage. Would love to get the Raiders' best hitter, Giordano, into the batter's box yet in this inning. As she takes strike 1, and that'll leave the count here at 1-1. Rogers has been allowing a .299 batting average to opposing hitters. As Grotwald looks like she squared to bunt but pulled back on the pitch that was outside. That'll make the count here 2-1. And here comes the 2-1 pitch to Grotwald. As she takes up and away there for ball 3. And we're looking at a 3-1 count here. Grotwald has walked 11 times on the season. Ties her for 3rd on the team. And I think she'd love to find a way on base here for Giordano in the on-deck circle. The 3-1 pitch is down. Oh, and the ump found a way to call it a strike. And unfortunately, Bovee jogging to second because she thought it was ball 4. Heads up play from from Carly Arnold. Throw to Burns at second base. Tag Bovee out before she reaches and end the inning. And that is unfortunate because it looked like everybody on that Raider lineup thought that that one was low, but the umpire calls it a strike, and Bovee gets caught, unfortunately. And here we head to the 7th inning. Still a 9-5 lead here as Kralik will head back out to the mound. Set to face the 7, 8, 9 hitters of the Lancer lineup, Abigail Page, Taylor Woolley, and Reagan Harper.
Carlson spins into the lane, throws it down!
Northwestern College is top ranked for academics and an athletic powerhouse. But we do more than win championships. Our coaches and staff are committed to honoring Christ through excellence in athletics. We develop Raiders who stand out in competition and the classroom. The Raider Athletics Association provides resources that help us recruit the very best student athletes. Become a member by making a gift that will enhance the student-athlete experience, fund scholarships, and continue to improve facilities. Be a part of the team behind the team. Join today. Thank you, and go Raiders.
As we missed the first pitch, it was taken for strike 1. And Abigail Page flies out to center field. Kramer able to retreat back a few steps, make the play to record out number 1. So that's 1 up, 1 down for Kralik in the top of the 7th. That brings up right fielder Taylor Woolley as she takes strike 1 on the outside corner. And Kralik just missed the corner there. She seemed to think that that one was in the zone. Umpire thought it was lower away. That'll even the count here at 1-1. That ball is popped straight up. And Bovee does a great job communicating, ensuring that she will be the one to make that play and everybody else retreats. Record out number 2 as she caught that one in the pitching circle. And Reagan Harper, the 9-hole for Mount Marty. Try and get this turned over, add some more insurance runs to the 4-run lead that they have. She squares the bunt and pulls back for ball 1. Harper hitting .286 on the season. Trying to find a way on base. She swings and fouls that one back over the screen. Evens the count at 1-1. she lays down a bunt, and unfortunately, Gwen Michelson not able to make a great throw. Short hop, Strasser covering first on the bunt attempt. She's unable to pick that out of the dirt cleanly. And Reagan Harper will find herself on first base. Making way for the leadoff hitter, Bailey Corton, third baseman for the Lancers in this one. Kralik looks in for the sign, wants to get out of this one before any more Lancer hitters get to come to the plate, and she will miss outside with that one. Falls behind 1-0. Kralik throws the 1-0 and catches the inside corner. Even the count here at 1-1. Oh, and Kralik lost that one up high, and that one's over the head of Gallegos behind the plate. That'll put a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And Bailey Corton looking to add to her RBI total on the season. Maybe get herself number 31. The 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 2. And here we are with 2 outs and a 2-2 count. Kate Kralik maybe looking for another strikeout to add to her season total. She swings and misses, and that will end the inning. And here comes the Raiders' last chance as they are down to their final 3 outs. Down 4 runs, and 2 up for them. Maddie Grotwald, Bree Giordano, and Gwen Michelson. They've got some work to do.
You belong at Northwestern. You'll be equipped for your career, for God's call on your life, for success, for significance, because you'll be a Raider, and Raiders stand out.
And following the mishap in the last inning, Grotwald will be back up to the plate here with a clear count to lead off the bottom of the 7th. As she takes ball 1, that one's up. As Rogers will look to close out the Raiders in this one for the game and for the season. Grotwald takes the 1-0 for a called strike, even in the count here at 1-1. Just a reminder to those watching, if Northwestern comes back and wins this game, there will be another game played due to the double elimination format of the tournament. But if Mount Marty were to take this victory, then that would conclude this site's GPAC tournament setting. And Grotwald's able to bunt one. Little miscommunication there perhaps by the pitcher and the third baseman. And Corton looked like she got a glove on it, but was unable to field it cleanly, and Grotwald finds her way on first base safely. And another E5 awarded to Corton, who has struggled out there today. And here comes right fielder Bree Giordano, who is looking to finally find her way on base safely today, and no better time than the present, as she takes strike 1. And Grotwald on first base. Bauman, notably known for bunting in a lot of these situations, but down 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th. That's not something that I expect to see. Rogers delivers and gets called strike 2 on the inside corner. Grotwald finds herself down 0-2. looking to put a ball in play here and try and make something happen. The Raiders do need every hitter to make something productive. Giordano is ready as the 0-2 gets delivered. That one misses outside for ball 1. And Bree Giordano looking down at the 1-2 count here, trying to stay alive, keep the Raiders season going. She swings and fouls that one off her foot. And the umpire was on top of that one. Pitcher Kaylee Rogers smartly fields it and throws to first as if it was a fair ball, but home plate umpire was able to spot that and call the foul ball, and dead in play. Rogers sets up for another 1-2 pitch here, the delivery. And she got Giordano on the off-speed pitch as she swings through that for strike number 3 and out number 1. This will bring up freshman Gwen Michelson. Michelson is a marketing and management major. Did you know Northwestern seniors competing in the International Business Strategy game consistently finish in the top 5%? Raiders stand out. As Michelson watches ball 1, really wants to find her way on base safely. Keep this Raider season alive. And Michelson will take ball 2 inside. And a 2-0 count incoming as Rogers just missed with that one. Michelson awaits the 2-0 pitch, and that will catch the zone there, making the count 2-1. One out here, runner on first base. And the freshman looking to find a way, hit something through the infield. Michelson takes ball 3. Making the count here 3-1. Grotwald still on first base. Chloe Gallegos in the on-deck circle. Rogers finding herself behind in this one. Has walked 35 hitters this year. And we'll find strike 2 there to fill the count up. Now Grotwald, the 3-2 count, is not very prone to striking out. Try to put the ball in play, make contact. Make something happen here for the Raiders. Michelson hits something hard down the left field line, and that one is foul by just a couple feet. And that ball was barreled up by Michelson. Unfortunately, she will jog back to home plate to try it all again. She got a lot of that ball, unable to keep it fair. As Grotwald will also return to first. Rogers, having done a great job in relief today, a junior from McKinney, Texas, transferred from Newman University, delivers the 3-2 pitch to Michelson, who swings and hits a fly ball to right field. And it looks like Woolley will camp underneath that for out number 2, and the Raiders are down to their last out. 4-run ball game. They are going to need quite a rally, and it will have to start here with freshman catcher Chloe Gallegos. Chloe Gallegos up to the plate here, taking the first pitch from Rogers. And that'll be outside for ball 1. Gallegos hitting .339, good for 5th best on the team. Has caught every game for the Raiders this season. And posts a team best .990 fielding percentage. And ball 2 is inside. Mount Marty looks like they wanted that call. 2-0 pitch here from Rogers. And she gets the sign and delivers. And that one will catch the zone there for strike one. 2 outs here. Bottom of the 7th with a runner on first base. Rogers has pitched well in relief. Gallegos trying to find a way to extend this season. And that ball is outside, giving it a 3-1 count. And we'll see if Gallegos is given the green light to swing or if they're going to make Rogers try and earn this one. Gallegos steps in, digs in, and awaits the 3-1 pitch. And that one catches the inside corner there for strike 2, and we will have a full count. Grotwald will take off on the pitch. And Gallegos looking at a payoff pitch here with 3-2 and 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. And that ball's hit hard at third base, fielded cleanly by third baseman Bailey Corton, and Mount Marty will take the win. And that will be all for the Orange City site of the GPAC Conference Tournament, as the Raiders fall to Mount Marty 9-5 in a 7-inning contest. Teams will shake hands, and Mount Marty will move on to the conference championship game against the winner of the other site. And depending on who wins that site, whether it be Midland or not Midland, could either have an automatic berth or be playing for a berth in the national tournament. Thank you for tuning in to some Northwestern Red Raider softball in this GPAC Conference Tournament. And unfortunately, I do believe that this concludes the Northwestern softball season. So thanks for being fans all year, and we will see you next year.